This woman gave birth to a baby with nothing more than a sneeze. Every doctor in the room was stunned, because the child was no bigger than a fist the moment he was born. The doctors even said he wouldn't make it through the night, but not only did he survive, he miraculously grew to the age of 12. However, his height remained frozen at that point from then on, and he also suffered from severe congenital nearsightedness. Because of how he looked, everyone called him Rat. His classmates treated him like a toy, and even the teachers never showed him any kindness. But the boy never argued back. He just quietly endured it all. Joe was the only friend he had in his childhood. He stayed by his side every day, and even went out of his way to install a small seat on his bicycle. He often took him to the lake to swim, but one accident shattered all of that. The first time the boy ever hit a baseball, it soared into the air, right as Joe's mother happened to be walking by. She was struck in the temple and died on the spot. The boy was consumed by guilt. He ran off alone to the shore and cried his heart out at the vast sea. At Joe's mother's funeral, the boy could only hide in a corner, watching Joe from a distance. He wanted to go comfort him, but he couldn't bring himself to do it. So he quietly left a paper bag at Joe's front door, filled with his most treasured cards. Joe understood it was the boy's way of saying he was sorry. The next day, Joe left a paper bag at the boy's door too. Inside was a taxidermied pangolin. It was Joe's way of saying he didn't blame him. The two boys became inseparable again. The boy finally worked up the courage to visit Joe's mother's grave. He prayed earnestly that God would welcome her into heaven. They thought life might finally settle back into peace. But disaster struck again. On the way home, as the school bus was driving along the lake, a wild deer suddenly darted into the road. The driver swerved hard, lost control, and sent the bus full of kids straight down the hillside. Water came rushing into the bus, and chaos broke out inside. The teacher was knocked unconscious by the impact, and the driver, panicking, threw open the door and let the water pour in. Thinking only of saving himself, he abandoned the whole busload of children. In the middle of the chaos, Joe tried to step up and keep order, but no one would listen to him.
Stop it!
The boy's mature and steady tone instantly calmed all the children down. He opened the back door of the bus first, then waded to the front where the water was deepest and got everyone lined up to evacuate in an orderly way. He had Joe carry the unconscious teacher to safety, then personally guided each child to shore one by one. But when he counted heads, he realized one child was missing, so he turned back into the water to search for them. Just then, the bus's tires gave way, and the whole vehicle began sliding slowly into the middle of the river. Seeing this, Joe dove straight into the water. By then, the water inside the bus had risen to the boy's chest. He finally found the last child, but the kid's foot was trapped under a seat. The boy dove under, freed the child's foot, and started pulling him toward the back of the bus. But the current slammed the door shut, and the pressure of the water sealed the only way out. They were completely trapped. The boy glanced at the window, then dove back under and used every last bit of strength to lift the child up, pushing him to break the window and call for help. Worn out and struggling, it took everything he had before the window finally gave way. The child's cries caught Joe's attention, and he was pulled to safety. But just as the boy was about to surface, the sinking bus crushed him down into the water. Joe screamed his name and dove in again and again, refusing to give up the search. In the end, luck was on the boy's side. Joe managed to pull him out. The two of them successfully made it back to shore. Every single child made it out alive, but except the boy who went on to heaven instead. If you were in their shoes, would you want to be his friend? Leave your answer in the comments.